Guild perks in Forge of Empires! On the Forge of Empires beta server, a new feature is online since Thursday: Guild perks. This feature still is in development, even though it is already playable on beta. In particular, InnoGames hopes to receive feedback on which perks are of interest to players and guilds. Please post corresponding feedback in the beta forum. InnoGames themselves say about the guild perks: strategy and its coordination through guilds are crucial in Forge of Empires. The developer exactly sees the new guild perks positioned here. It is a brand new game element that allows a 3-week cycle to unlock perks that can help players in their development. It is important to understand that only a limited number of perks can be activated per cycle, and the entire guild must work together to donate a significant amount of resources to unlock and activate them. Also, each perk comes with a trade-off. So, for every set of perks, there is always a downside to be accepted in the process. So, the guild should agree on which of the possible perks to choose in order to maximize the effects of the chosen perk. It would be unfortunate if each player worked on a different perk and perhaps none of the perks were achieved in the end. The guild perks can be accessed through the global menu. Then the guild perks button is right next to the guild menu. The window that then opens allows resources to be donated to perks and then be unlocked by guild administrators. At each 3-week interval, a selection of perks will be made available to all guilds. This selection changes each run, and a completely new selection of perks is made available at the start of a new run. It is important to note, however, that while the selection of perks changes each cycle, all guilds have the same list of perks available to them during the run. So these will change each cycle, but they are exactly the same between different guilds. To unlock these perks, guild members must donate resources. However, they have to be picky about it. Donating to all possible perks requires a significant amount of resources, and only a limited number of perks can be activated during a cycle. Also, and crucially, resources donated for an unconfirmed perk are not returned to the players who donated. So it pays to agree within the guild at the beginning of each run which perks to specifically donate to and then actually confirm them. Each day, each player in a guild has a limited number of donations to be used to advance in one of the available perks. This limit, in this run it is 30 possible donations, is reset every day at midnight. This limit is identical for all player and guilds. For each perk, there are usually 4 different ways to donate. Each of these donation opportunities grants a different number of donation points. When enough donation points are accumulated, a guild administrator can unlock that perk. The possible donations always include a diamond donation option and 3 different resource donation options that have different values and therefore provide different numbers of points when a donation is made. The amount of resources needed in each case is determined for each run. An advantage can always be unlocked entirely without using diamonds. The ability to do this using diamonds is really just an option, but not a mandatory requirement to be able to make good use of this part of the game. However, there's also a limit to each fundraiser. In my case, I cannot use all 30 possible donations on supplies, but must use at least 5 donations on another donation option. Once a player has completed all of their donation actions, they must wait until the next day to continue donating. The number of donation actions required to unlock a perk depends on the size of the guild. The larger the guild, the more points are required. Basically, only players who were already members of that guild before a run started can donate to and benefit from a perk. Those who join only after the start of the run cannot participate in it, only in the next one. We already know something similar from other game elements such as guild expeditions. As soon as the required number of points is reached for an advantage, it can be confirmed by a guild administrator. This requires additional costs in the form of goods from the guild treasury. The confirmation cost of each perk is displayed even before donations begin. This allows the guild to decide in advance if it is worth the cost and, if necessary, still collect the required goods to pay the cost then. As soon as the confirmation is done, every guild member benefits from the new advantage. However, every advantage always has a small handicap. That's why it's so important to coordinate as a guild to maximize the right bonuses while accepting only tolerable disadvantages. So always weigh up exactly which advantages brings the greatest benefit for the respective playstyle and whether it is worth the cost and the associated disadvantage. If the guild treasury does not have the necessary goods to cover the activation costs, the guild admins can donate their own goods. Once an advantage is activated, it and its associated effects can be upgraded through further donation actions. However, with each level, the number of points required to level up a perk increases. In addition, with each level, the cost of confirmation also increases. Again, this is dependent on the guild size. Finally, each perk has a maximum level. So, with guild perks, once again, the benefit of a guild membership is increased significantly. However, in some guilds, this can also be associated with increased pressure on members, because only actively donating members then bring an advantage for all members.